Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pit bridge still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. We finally have here we go for our target, Jorrel Hato. What a signing he is. He is 19, but believe me, if you watch him play, you think he is 31. And a very, very intelligent player. And if you've been following Just a Perspective, you'd know that I'm a sucker for intelligent player. He has pace, football and intelligence, excellent passing range. Defensively, he is also excellent. I don't think it makes sense to compare him to with Marc Cucurella, because Cucurella is the more experienced of the two players. But boy, I don't think a lot of people know what a player we have signed in Jorrel Hato. But more importantly, as we operate here, it's important that I say hello to all of you in the chat. We will talk about Jorrel Hato, we'll talk about Xavi Simons, and then we'll compare Jorrel Hato's numbers to that of Marco Correa, and then we'll talk about Nicolas Jackson's future. And as the show progresses, if anything new emerges, be rest assured, this will be the first place you'll hear about it. So, people, keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular evening. It is 4:44 p.m. my time. Thank you, and thank you once again. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, my internet, not the internet, the system not straight, not acting straight. But that's by the way. Let's see what else do we have here. Let's start addressing the items we have lined up one by one here. I think I will find a solution. It seems to be lagging a bit. I will do something about it. First, and how it's had to already they got it done. Some people were unnecessarily name calling the owners once again because it's something they just like to do, even when it doesn't make sense. I listened to a show, heard somebody saying the owners, the penny pinching, wasting time until they bottle it, just like a kid throwing tantrum for the parents to buy a toy for them. When a player wants to come to you, it makes the whole thing easy. It makes the whole thing. It just what it means is that you hold all the cards. The selling club doesn't have too many options because the player wants to join you and you alone. You don't go and drop the bag for the selling club. Now, I don't know why it is difficult for some people to understand, or maybe they're just finding, looking for the slightest of reasons to have a go at the owners. But that's, by the way, Coach Palmer, nice to see you. And now have Amo Olawale Dikura. I think that's pronounced Dikura, Yoruba name. Amo, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Say, wow, welcome to my darling, biggest club, Jorrel Hato. What a player we've signed there. And we have Blue is the color, Hato, football is the game. Welcome to Chelsea. Thank you so much for saying that. That's the lyrics of the club's anthem. London is blue, indeed. And we have Takile Shalom Kosa, Jorrel Hato to Chelsea. Here we go. Thank you. Also, keep saying it. On to the next one, Xavi Simons, and a lot more to follow. Actually, about two more to follow after that. Depending again, it all depends on how many players we were able to sell. We have just assigned a raw talent in our ranks. I wouldn't call him raw, but here's the thing. To some people, that be the correct thing to say because we do use subconsciously, or maybe we use age and experience interchangeably. But the key is experience, because experience simply means you can say how long you've been in the game, and given how many games he's played, he actually captained the Ajax. That's to show you how much they value him. Very intelligent player, brings more leadership to our back line. But I'm happy. I'm going to read three items here with regards to his transfer. This Vince here quoting Fabrizio Romano, and he reads, Jorrel Hato to Chelsea. Here we go. Deal in place with Ajax for fee in excess of 40 million euros. Whatever that means, all I know is that he's a Chelsea player. I don't care whatever in excess of 40 million euros means. This one here by Vince here quoting David Armstrong, which reads, Hato will sign a 7-year contract at Chelsea according to David Armstrong. That's a good one there. The length of the contract I like. But yeah, and Yellow Hato he's always made it clear that he wants to join Chelsea and Chelsea alone. You can argue which was why we weren't in a hurry, and we could actually have we could go into the coming season without signing him and still be all right. But he makes us stronger. Of course, we're not gonna now we will not overcook Cucurella. He gets to rest every now and then, or maybe the manager may well rotate them effectively, leading to two of them performing at the highest level till the end of the season. I'm just happy we've gotten the deal across the line, and I'm looking forward to get the here we go for Xavi Simons. And I want to welcome the captain of the community in Constantine Dunn, bigger brother, and welcome. I know you've heard the news. How are you feeling about that? And a 7-year contract, and how much we got him for? Basically around 37 million pounds. That's an excellent deal. I just called him raw because he's young, and we will have him around for years to come. Okay, thank you for explaining. Amo Olawale the Come on, the Kula. I'm not sure. But that's right. Anyway, Kojo Anyuma, thank you for joining. Albert, you reposted the stream once again. I sincerely do appreciate that. You do that for us every time you see us live and online. But thank you for doing that. I sincerely do appreciate that. Dante, your thoughts? A good deal. Excellent. And for a good price, too. And I was on my bro Zion's show. I'm going to say it, but I'm not going to mention names. One of the panelists was saying that you see having to go at the owners, they're taking it too slow. Just pay the money if it is just if 5 million is just the difference in valuation between the selling club and the buying club. They should just pay it. I nearly said maybe you should chip in some amount, that chip in your life savings, so that the club to make up the amount and help the club get the deal over the line. But he's a Chelsea player. Let me just leave it at that. Your thoughts, Dante?
Yeah, big up, coach. Everyone in the chat. Yeah, look,
Big
I
up, big
think
up to you too.
I think they're the Chelsea ownership directors. They've been trying hard to try to change that narrative that we pay whatever, etc. Clubs ask whatever and we play it. No, that's not that doesn't happen anymore, and they're definitely
Which
working
is a
hard to try to
reckless
eradicate that.
behavior.
Yeah, and they're gonna walk away from deals too. So they're just showing their hand, and look, it's starting to work now. It's starting to pay off. This is a great example. This deal, the player only wanted us. We took a little bit extra time, and we got what we wanted in the end. We didn't want to pay.
Which is normal. Why does it have to be different? How many weeks into the transfer window actually? Which is normal. Negotiations are involved, and I'm quite certain there definitely will be back and forth. You tell us how much you want to sell them, and we tell you how much we value. Our evaluation of the players we want to buy, and we say we're ready to pay this amount, and you say no, it has to be this, and we go back. You can say
Exactly.
take us. come back again with you could say slightly improved amount. We don't just go and drop the bag because yeah, he's a good player. And especially when the player wants us and also loan and had rejected Real Madrid according to one source and another club actually. But go ahead. I apologize for cutting you
Yeah,
off.
apparently Liverpool and Arsenal, they both wanted him as well. And he said, no, I'm not even talking to them. I'm just focused on Chelsea, simple as that. So we knew that. And that's why we had the upper hand. And took a little bit longer, but in the end, we got pretty much the price we wanted. They wanted 50 plus. We wanted around the 40 mark, and that's what we've got basically. So looks like we got our price, we got the player, and yeah, now we move. But like I was saying, they're trying to change that narrative that we're gonna overpay and we're gonna give in to demands and blah blah. No, that's changing a lot with the directors. That's a narrative I've slowly seen they're trying to implement, and we're going to walk away as well from deals. So, yeah, I think it's good, and it will only serve us even much better for the future. So, yeah, very happy. But with Jorrel Hato, yeah, like we've talked about the last few days, extremely happy. We've got could be a young generational type of player, to be honest. He's got that much potential at his age and so much experience already. Like you said, captain Ajax, a starter for, the national team as well for the Netherlands. So, the kid has got a lot of potential, is already very talented and can only get better. So that's pretty scary for everyone else.
And
And
at 19, captain Ajax at 19.
yeah, and there's no pressure on him either. There's not much pressure because Cucurella's there. So there's no pressure to come in and, be that big signing and from day one you got to hit the ground running. He hasn't got that pressure, which is perfect. So yeah, well done to everyone that to the directors, the sporting directors especially. They don't get much praise, but I think
Here's the
they've done
interesting
extremely
thing:
well this
the same
window.
set of fans that, yeah, yeah. Here's something else I want to say, Dante. The interesting thing: the same set of fans that are saying just pay the money, that were also screaming that the club should pay AC Milan how much they were asking for Mike Maignan, will be the ones to first go on X or other social media platform and start screaming every time the selling clubs see us, they up the prices of the players they're selling.
Yeah, yeah. And we
You
saw
get the
that we
point.
didn't.
How do you stop that behavior? You stop that behavior, but not by exactly by not pulling your pants down for the selling clubs. And we're
Mm.
doing just that. We're being shrewd. We're not just again. The player wants you. Why be in a hurry? So we I think we'd still get the Siemens deal across the line. And if we don't, so be it.
Yeah, no, I think that'll get done as well. No problem. I think that one will definitely get done as well. So, never say never, but I think it's very much in the same boat. Negotiations. The player wants Chelsea. Yes. So yeah, it's another similar situation. So I think that'll get done as well. I'm pretty confident with that one as well. So yeah, look, it took him a little bit
Yeah.
to get that. You got to earn that
All
reputation.
right.
Let's not
Let me
forget.
give those. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's not forget that sporting directors needed to earn that reputation. They weren't like big shots from big clubs. They came from Brighton. Yeah, they had a good reputation there, but
So
it's different when you're
lane
at a
between
big
you
club
and I.
and
So
doing that.
mhm. All right,
Yeah,
let
so
me
they
give the
needed to earn
microphone
that.
back to
They've
those in the
slowly worked
chat.
towards it. They've earned it now, especially this window. You're seeing that, yes, it's very different the way they approach things, and they've needed to earn that, and they have. So yeah, they should be applauded for that.
All right, let me give the microphone back to those in the chat. It's a Muslim name, Zikrullah. But I think the spelling made it difficult for me. But welcome to the community, brother. I do hope you're doing well. And it looks like this is your first time here, Amo. If that's the case, welcome. Enjoy yourself. You're at home. Here, your opinion matters. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. Thank you for joining us. And because we're streaming in a vertical format, it'd be difficult for some people to like the video. Yes, we still do beg for likes because we're a small account. Just press and hold your screen for just about a second. Then you see the bells and whistles, which includes the like, a comment, and a share options. Please do that for us. We sincerely do appreciate that. We have 20 likes already. That's a record when we stream again under 25 minutes. That's a record when we stream in vertical format. And we have GFC Gavin. Nice to see you, Mr. Gavin. I do hope you're doing well. And if you're in the chat, let's hear your thoughts on the arrival of Jorrel Hato. I'm happy. I think it's the best out there that's available on the market. Who else do we have here? We have GFC Gavin, big up, man. People, go and subscribe to Gavin's YouTube channel. The link is there. He's a very busy man, but whenever he streams, quality. Odeku Olushola, he says, you know something, I am scared when Cuckoo has no replacement, but now this is a great move. Another Blue Army added. I agree with you. Competition, you could say rotational player with him. We're not going to burn him out. Uh, we have lots of games to play. Hato will play quite a lot, and chances are we'd see them both on the pitch at the same time, actually, because Hato is capable of fulfilling the left centre back role. Thank you, Africa Ganro. I like that. Amos says we surely know what we wanted, and we get it. Yeah, we went in a hurry, and he made it clear he wants to join us. You could argue that we did hold again the cards, and Ajax had nothing, and they had no option than to let him go, because if they do otherwise, they risk a lot, and they are in a some financial situation right now. Yeah, let's see. Wicklet Barish, thank you for joining this evening. I do hope you're doing well. Dante, I think before I continue, if you hear me, I think you may want to again you go out and come back in, because there was a bit of delay between you and I, leading to the arrival of your audio and mine. You say piling on each other, talking
It's
over
your
each
system,
other.
it's not me.
Wycliffe says that it was
Please,
very clear. Okay. It was very clear in the beginning that Chelsea wanted to sell before signing any players. If we had sold Viega to Atletico, this deal would have been completed sooner. We sold Felix and signed Hato. Possibly, but I'd say we just went in a hurry. We weren't going to just go drop the bag on the table for Ajax, because we learned the player wants he wants to join us and us alone. So we weren't concerned of losing him, and he had already said no to Real Madrid. And I heard, I think Dante did mention Liverpool also. There were plenty of clubs interested in signing him, but yeah, his preference has always been to come to us, so that made it easier for us. Confident for this season? Yeah, I would say yes, but we'll see. Now, my darling Chelsea has a team that is ready, to compete for titles. I agree with you, Amor. Rio James is in the house. I think we are a potent team without a Simons. I am excited for the season. Simons brings balance. We can go into the season without him and still do well. But if we can add him to the squad, he'd make us even better. He's more of a traditional 10 than he is a winger, but he's very versatile. He can play on either flanks. But signing him reduces the creative burden on Cole Palmer. And should Cole Palmer get injured or ill, just like we experienced last season, and he's human, there's a chance that happens, then we'd have no problem. We'd still be going. We still have quality, a fine creator. I don't want to start comparing him with Cole Palmer, but you could argue, let me just leave it at that. Both are good, and I think we need them. He makes a lot of difference. He brings a balance, honestly. We have Jay in the house. Big up to you too, my bro. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join the conversation this evening. It is 5 p.m. my time. As a Liverpool fan, I've never seen a team dismantle PSG with ease. Chris O'Connor, thank you for saying that. You should be super excited for the season ahead. Best of luck. Thank you so much for saying that. Chris O'Connor, I appreciate you. That's, again, a rival fan being truthful, not hating. I am excited, honestly. Ty, nice to see you once again. I do hope you're doing well, and thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. So, Jorrel Hato to Chelsea, you could argue, here we go simply means, I don't know. There's no definite definition for what here we go really means. Because, the truth remains, there's still other things that must be done for the deal to be complete, like him completing the medical tests, signing documents, and all that. But here we go. We do take it as, it's done. Overall, a very talented left back. I am not sure about his overlapping runs, but hopefully he can develop that. Have you watched him, Jay? Dante, can you tell him something about his overlapping runs?
Yeah, look, he's actually quite good at it. Obviously, Ajax, in the Dutch league, they do play a lot of lower league teams, so he does push up and overlap. He doesn't do Cucurella, doesn't do the
So
box
we don't
crashing
know
as
whether
much.
he'd be able to do that.
Yeah, he doesn't do the box crashing like Cucurella that, but he can learn that no problem. But he definitely does the overlapping every now and then when he does play, in that position. So, and he's got like 6 assists. I think he has 6 assists. So he can do it. He puts some good balls across. Obviously, he's got a great left foot. So yeah, he actually can do it. Yeah, just one thing he has to add to his game is that next level, actually getting in the box and actually
Dante,
headers
you go ahead. I'm
like
gonna go out
Cucurella,
and
late
come
late
back
runs
in.
into the
It looks
box.
like
Yeah,
it's. Let's see if he fixes the issue.
are we good? Still delayed or not?
Now, I said go ahead. I'm gonna go out and come back in. So let's see if the delays in the audio will
Okay.
will, will be fixed.
Okay. Yeah, look, so he does do quite a bit of overlapping runs. Obviously, not quite, he's not the best at it. It's not his strong suit, but he does do it. And he got 6 assists as well as doing that, putting some good balls in. So the key thing there, he's got a lot to learn still. He's 19, but he's got the speed, he's got the endurance. He's pretty strong for his age, which is pretty rare for that age to be quite that strong. Like I keep talking about core strength. Well, yeah, he's got that core strength as well for a very young age, which is quite rare with a lot of the younger players. So, look, he can do it. Next step will be to learn, sit back, and watch Cucurella do it, and obviously training. Obviously, Maresca worked with Cucurella a lot on that to crash that box and get those headers that he scored, get in the box and not the far post. So that's probably the next thing he has to add to his bow. But that shouldn't be too hard to do, to be honest, because I think he's got the technical ability as well. He's pretty good coming up in that Ajax system. They're quite technical players as well. So yeah, look, very excited, very very looking forward to it, and I definitely trust Maresca 100% that he's going to use him accordingly.
I was saying he has a good lip in him, right?
Yeah, very high leap. Yes, very athletic. He's not tall, and that's why there's a bit of left back, centre back because he's only 181, 182. So he's not really a tall centre back. He's just 6 foot. So that's pretty much the shortest sort of centre backs you're gonna get. So but that is a good problem to have for Maresca because he can use him for certain matchups. You said earlier you might see them both play at the same time. Cucurella left back, him left centre back, and then obviously Cucurella pushing up, and he's that left centre back. Because when we play against some teams, they have really quick wingers, and well, that matchup
And
will
he
work
is
really well.
really really quick.
Very quick, yeah, he's very quick. He's got a very quick acceleration and speed. Yeah, he's very athletic. He's got it all. So yeah, very excited to see how Maresca uses him.
Yeah. All right, let's give back the microphone to those in the chat. Here we have Amos saying exactly Simmons will add some more dimensions to our squad. I agree with you. And Jay says he is more natural towards the inverted role rather than flying regularly. Not saying that he has not done that. Okay. Not saying he has not done that. But the sample size for this part of his game isn't that much. I mean, that's a solid argument, even though I don't like you. Ty says Hato is a real one. That level of loyalty doesn't exist in many partnership, and you can argue of late there's a pattern to the way the players we sign. We don't just sign players. All the players we signed of late. We've heard them saying they just want to come to Chelsea. Majority, you can say a lot of them, not all of them. I didn't hear the lap say that because he took his time to decide. But Hato, Xavi, who else?
Gittins as
I
well.
can't. Gittins as well, exactly. He just wanted to come to Chelsea. Do you see him as a left back or centre back long term? I think we signed him as a left back, but the season before the just concluded season, he played the entirety of the season, I think, as a centre back. Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
but for the just concluded season, he played as a left back. We're signing him as a left back, but we know that he's capable of fulfilling the left center back role, or just playing as a center back. So we signed him, you could say, mainly as a left back, but we know he's versatile enough to fulfill the center back role, which means we see him a lot in the left center back position, and chances are that's the position where we see him mainly because Maresca he's tested. If we have both him and Cucurella on the pitch, he'd be in the left center back position because Maresca probably trusts Cucurella more to be the one inverting, because yeah, he's excellent at doing that. All right, Real James says maybe he will be on the left off of back three. Yeah, yeah, we could see that when we transfer to a back three going forward. And I saw something from Ty. Ty, did you make a video for that? If you made one, can you share it? A profile video. And we have okay, this person here saying of the villa. Why did I even? I didn't know what they said, and I wanted to see it. But yeah, good luck to you up the villa. We're coming to take one of your players. You know that, right? Yeah. Let's see what happens. Real James also say maybe. I think I've read that one too.
Coach,
Uh,
just to add to that one quickly, he's 19, so I think centre back, left back will depend how much more he grows and how much taller he gets as well, because he's gonna go through that growth spurt very soon. And usually till 21, they still grow, and he's got those genes in him, from what I've seen, that he can grow much taller. So don't be surprised if he grows in the next year or two another, 2 or 3 inches, and then that puts him in that 6'3", 6'4". He's got family that's that big, so he can grow that big, like I said. So we'll see what happens with that. If that happens, then he'll obviously, I think, be more of a centre back going long term. If that growth spurt happens, if it doesn't, well, then he'll be more of a hybrid. But I think if he grows up to that 6'4" range, well, then he'll be more of a centre back.
I honestly don't pay attention to the growth of players. It's your thing. I don't think we've ever signed a player, a young player, that you don't talk about how they grow.
Yeah, I
How
keep
they
an
grow.
eye on that. You like to keep an eye on the meat. I like to keep an eye on the growth.
Jay will like that one if he here is. Xavi Simons is giving me Olise vibe. I think they differ, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't know really. I have to pay attention to figure out whether they're the same. Even João Pedro wanted only Chelsea. Yep, I remember that one too. Thank you, Anthony Iwuchukwu. Thank you for saying that one. I appreciate you. And we see Xavi gives me a list. I think we've addressed that one from Nigeria, and that's John Vianney Najike. Thank you, Mr. Najike, for joining. And the Shea Wendy, thank you for joining us. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. And we have somebody here, Wojciech. I don't know how you pronounce it. Saying you said United only. Get Sancho for 70 million. Okay, a United fan. Here's the thing. The AI that's policing the live chat session deleted your message because you use all caps and you're not the moderator. It's not a human being. So, and it's timed you out for 600 seconds. Woo! Okay, sorry. If you're listening, just don't use all caps and you'll be all right. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. We don't need a Xavi. Dante, do you believe that? I don't. We do need him.
Yeah, one sec, coach. Sorry, 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, we need Xavi for reasons I've explained. We don't have. For me, Cole Palmer traditionally isn't a 10. I see him. I could be wrong. Traditionally, I think he's a winger. But he's able to fulfill the 10 role effectively. But beyond him, there aren't too many of our players that's capable of fulfilling the 10 role close to the way a traditional 10 would. And that's where Xavi comes in. And Xavi is not just a good player. Usually, players as good as Xavi, they don't contribute a lot. Uh, they don't contribute a lot defensively, but in the case of Xavi, he does a lot of defensive work. He's not just good at creating chances, maybe winning the ball back in the final third in the opposition area. He also contributes a lot defensively, and he can create the chances from anywhere on the pitch. As long as you make the run, he'd see you. He's that player. We do need him. I don't think it's correct to say we don't need Xavi. honestly. But that's my opinion anyway. Let's see. From Nigeria, we've addressed that one there, and we have. We don't need Xavi. I think we need them. I, I told Dante you'd love that one.
I think I knew that myself,
Once
coach.
he said it, sorry.
I knew myself he's gonna love that one. Of course, he's gonna love that one.
Yeah, yeah, you knew he was gonna love. Yeah, exactly. Because yeah, anything against Coach, he would be happy about it. Dante, so, this brother here, Hypes BTW says we don't need a Xavi, and I don't think that's correct. But let's hear you.
No, it's not correct. Well, in my personal opinion, it's not correct. Once a talented player like Xavi comes along, you don't say no to a player like that, especially that is versatile as well. You said he can play the 10, he can play the left wing. He doesn't play the right wing, but he has played it when he was younger as well because he's good on his left foot, he's good on his right foot. He can basically play across the whole front. So and the number one attribute I look at players is they play with their head up. They're always scanning the field, and like you said, he will always pick out a pass because his head is always up, scanning the field, looking for runs. He can dribble with the ball at his feet while he's actually looking up and running. So that's a very, very difficult skill to master, and he's mastered it at quite a young age. Now, of course, he's come through the La Masia, he's come through the Barcelona ranks. He was very highly rated there. Of course, he was the captain in the youth teams, and then obviously PSG
Won a
decided
lot
to.
of award as a youth player.
Yeah, he was very talented, very decorated. They didn't want to lose him, but unfortunately, PSG came up and they couldn't deny that one. So yeah, but in the end, not the right timing for PSG because then they got Mbappe, then they got Messi, and blah blah blah, and he had to move on. So good for us because I think if that didn't happen, he would have definitely been there, would have been part of that core at PSG, and they would have been even way more scarier. So, yeah, look, we do need a player like that. We don't really have that 10 behind Palmer. If Palmer, like you said, gets injured, well, we don't really have a 10 there that's that technically gifted and like Xavi and plays, like I said, with his head up all the time, scanning the field. He's very much a creator first. He loves to create. He can take his man on, and of course, he's got a great shot as well. A very powerful player as well. Low center of gravity, really strong legs. Again, very strong, very hard to knock off the ball because he's got that strong core as well. So he's a modern footballer. He's got all the attributes to play that 10 role all across the front, So yeah, I think if he's coming, he's definitely going to be a starter on this team. I would be very surprised if he comes in and he's not a starter on this team, especially because we're going to play 60 plus. Price aside, just his talent and what he offers, I can see Maresca. He will use him 100%, especially against low blocks. He will start that left wing every game when we play against low blocks, because then he will come in with, like we said, with Cucurella overlapping. He's the one who will move in next to Palmer and be more of a inside forward /10 with Palmer, both creating and making runs for each other. So for me, if he comes, he will be a starter in my opinion. I don't see him being rotational. I think he'll be one of the main starters on the left-hand side. Obviously, with Gittins, he will be competing with Gittins, but I think Gittins will be used when we play teams that are a lot more open than when we play low block. So yeah, very excited. I think it's a very important signing. I think we need that type of profile, that type of player. We don't really have it after Cole Palmer exactly like that, and he's the closest thing in my opinion.
When you say he's more of a 10 than Cole Palmer is actually.
Yeah, he is. Yes, and definitely we say selfish, but he's definitely much less selfish than Cole Palmer is. So, like you said, he always looks for the
Just give
pass.
me 1 second. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, he looks for the pass always scanning the field, waiting for a player to make a run. So yeah, he's very much a creator first, and that's why he's so good in that 10 position because he can create. He assists a lot more than he scores, but when he scores, they're pretty good goals. Always takes it really well. Has a very strong shot, perfect technique. So yeah, look, he's going to be very important when we do play those low blocks, especially, and that's where we struggled. And I think Maresca looked at that. We know how Maresca likes to analyze everything, watch games. He looked at that period when we played pretty much all the low block teams when we struggled. Yes, and Maresca identified that we need another player like that to come in and do that. So yeah, I think it's definitely a Maresca signing as well. I think he had his hands all over this one as well.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Thank you so much for that. What do we have? Sal Jackson with the super chat. He's just looking for a fight. That's Chimera saying Sal Jackson to fund the Xavi deal, Cucurella out. I'm just gonna block you. First, I will make sure you're no longer a moderator, and then block you from this channel. Okay. Jesus. Okay, child abduction alert. Sorry about that. Let's see. I saw Jackson to fund the Xavi. Jackson, I think, probably will end up staying for the season. There's a chance he leaves also. I'm not too sure what's going to happen. Let me not just confuse myself there. But when he says to the comment, I think Dante went to. We commenced training a couple on the 4th, right? Was
Yeah,
it
so
4th
like
or 6th?
yeah, a few days away. I think nearly a week away. So yep,
And
I
he's going to
think
be
they're
one of the
probably
first to
working on
return.
that. I think they're working on something special for that one. I think they've going to surprise a lot of people. They're going to do quite a big announcement with that one. I think so. I think they've been working behind the scenes trying to keep it
Again,
quiet.
he had been announced already.
Sorry.
I thought he was. You're talking about Estevez, right?
Yeah, Esteval. Yes,
They
not
announced.
formally
Yeah,
announced,
they
but
announced him already.
not formally, not a proper
Not
formal.
formally, not with
No,
the video.
correct. Yeah, so they're working on something behind the
All right,
scenes. I'm
let's
pretty
see.
sure with that.
All right, let's see. Chimera, thank you once again. I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. That's not easy. But I still will not like you. Okay, just stay away. I'm not sure. Jorrel Hato, I love this dude. I love him. What a player he is. Caroline Michelle, thank you for joining again. Once again, I appreciate you finding the time to join the conversation. Thank you. Finally, Cucurella can rest. I agree. Or rotate. Yeah, I think rest is the more correct term to use there. Even irrespective of how the manager likes him, now we do have he say he'd have the luxury to rest him. He's a
It's
human being.
insurance as well, cover.
I agree with that super chat. Look at you agreeing with your own super chat. Jesus Christ.
Wow, that's one special comment there.
Wallahi. Okay. Welcome to Chelsea Euro Hato. Thank you for saying that, Karen Michelle. Sincerely, I appreciate that. Next up is a Xavi Simons. I think so too. Fabrizio says, here we go, meta for Xavi Simons. I think he did say something to, was it 70? Even Hatters, he said 80 to 20. And I said 20 is still a lot. A lot could still go wrong with 20%. So Xavi's a bit more difficult for reasons I do not know. But I don't think it'd be right to say we should just drop the bag and get him because we need him. Go ahead, what you were saying.
Yeah, the Xavi is probably something similar. Again, working on add-ons, they're trying to get the most money. Let's not forget they bought him for 50 million plus 30 with add-ons. Now, I'm not sure how much of those add-ons. I doubt
Like
he'll
50
hit any of
million
those.
euros?
Yes, 50 million euros they paid for him at PSG with 30 million add-ons on top of that. So it was quite a big package. That was their record signing, I think. So probably didn't hit those because they would have been selling him for a lot more if he hit those bonuses. But yeah, look, they won 60 plus and they're not really making that much money off him, to be honest. Even selling him for 60, 65, they're not making very much money at all. So yeah, I'm actually surprised that they're not valuing him much higher. But again, this has got to do with the player wanting Chelsea only. And again, same situation as Hato. They need to work on a deal, and because that's what he wants, and they're going to try to maximize it as much as possible, and that's why it's taking longer, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, I like him. I wouldn't have actually, but let's see. Let's wait. I think that we'll get the deal across the line. Here, Jay is saying a few reports clearing his not for CB duty, but as a Cuckoo's backup. If that is so, then they might be looking to add one more CB. That's a possibility, but I think he he suffices for a CB and a left back. I don't think would be signing another CB would be a priority, but it's a possibility because yeah, I remember Fabrizio himself saying that we're looking to add one more CB. I don't know whether that happens honestly, but let's see. Um, one
Just
more
to add to that,
Dodge.
Coach, sorry,
Yeah, go
I'm not sure
ahead.
if you saw the recent reports where his price has been dropped quite a bit by Crystal Palace. So his price has come
You
down
mean
to,
Guehi?
yes, Guehi, yeah, his price has come down. They're looking to sell him between 40 and 50. So, and don't forget, we've got a 20% kicker in there if we do buy him as well. So we actually will get him much lower than that if we do buy him. We've got a buyback clause on him. So yeah, don't be
But do you
surprised that
think
could
do
be.
we necessarily need a CB? Do we really?
Again, depends on outgoings. If Shalaba decides to stay, no, probably not. But if Shalaba decides to go because he's not guaranteed to be a starter and he wants to go and keep his England spot and be a guaranteed starter somewhere, like a Crystal Palace or maybe like somewhere else, I don't know, Newcastle, Aston Villa, whatever. Anyway, well then I think yes. I think it's dependent on other dominoes, like I said, other things to fall. If Shalaba leaves, I think we're definitely getting one more.
Mm. Thank you so much for that. Here we have Hato is coming in as a left back. He will only be played as a centre back if there's some crisis or, as coach said, we are using a different formation and different formation variation. Yeah, possible. So if you want to learn more about Hato, Ty did an excellent video analysis of how he applies himself on the pitch, and I've pinned the link of that particular video to at the top there. Go check it out. Very enjoyable. Believe me, you will thank me later. So Jorrel Hato player analysis of video on Chelsea sessions. The link there pinned at the top just below the poll. Go check it out, watch it, and believe me, you'll thank me later. Chimera says Hato is a great competition for Cuckoo, but I see him as a backup. Shut up. I'll show you something in a bit. A stadium announcement. Stadium announcement. Then, if that's the case, then wait for our first game of the season. I think they still do that because yeah, we made a few new signings. On the day before our first game, I think they will introduce our new signings. First home game, to be more specific. Did I get that correct, Dante?
Yeah, look, obviously, front of shirt sponsor, that's another announcement that we'll need to make as well. So, yeah, stadium, there is some rumors going around that something might be happening with that as well. One certain account I follow has said there's a bit of news coming out about that this week. What that is, I'm not sure, but there is something coming up about the stadium as well.
Okay. Let's see what else do we have here. Emmanuel Mulba says, "I am Emmanuel Mulba, watching from Liberia. Let me say a big thank you to you guys for the show. Wow, that makes us happy. Sincerely do appreciate that, Emmanuel. Thank you for taking
Big
the
up,
time to
Emmanuel.
say that, and we're happy you're enjoying the show. If this is your first time participating in the discussion in a live chat session, welcome to the community. Feel at home, express yourself. Here, your opinion matters. All we ask of you just to keep it civil. So, Emmanuel, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you taking the time to say that. Dante, were you saying something?
I was just saying big up to Emmanuel. Thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah, that's touching, really. Wow. He wants to go to Liverpool. Who wants to go to Liverpool?
Probably
Who?
Guehi. Probably talking about Guehi.
Oh,
Yeah.
Guehi. Yeah. Okay. Maybe he sees himself as a starting centre back at Liverpool, but I don't think he's guaranteed to be a starter at Chelsea. I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't think
that's
so, really.
that's the interesting one. I think he probably with Konate's probably not re-signing. He's probably going to go on a free next season to Real Madrid. I think they're looking to bring in another right centre back, and that would be probably where he would fit very well there. Actually,
Hmm. Interesting. All right. Emmanuel pulling on hot hot strings. Yeah, he yeah, he did. Yeah, I'm touched. Seriously, I am. That's a good. I like people appreciating something like that. You know, it doesn't take a lot to show appreciation, and that touched me. I have to be honest. This is your first time too, Mustafa Yusuf Motala, my Yoruba bro. Thank you for joining. Feel at home, express yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it serious. So thank you for joining. Yep, he's fine. And Kojo Anyuma just said again, if Big West stays fit, Gray becomes a backup option. I think they're different. Because they're different, I don't think one bench is the other. I don't think so. Gray is more of a traditional, again, stay and defend type of defender. Fofana is more of a ball playing defender, but a bit on the side of aggression, a bit more again aggressive than your usual ball playing defender. He drives with the ball also a lot. He can actually fulfill the right back role. I think they're different. I don't think if we have both, one would be benching the other. It would be, I don't know, maybe rotation. I don't know. Dante, what do you think, really?
Yeah, exactly. Guehi is more your traditional stay back, scan the field, intercept when you need to. Fofana, we know he's aggressive. He jumps off
Lead
his line every
and
time.
lead, right?
Yeah, and he's a very strong leader, of course. Yeah, very experienced player for his age. He's starting international for England. Did extremely well there for England when they had the cup run to the final. He was very key in that defense. They hardly conceded anything in that tournament until they got to the final, semi-final, and final. So, look, he's a very talented player. I think he would really help for that reason, especially. It's a great problem to have that rotation. When you want to be a bit more aggressive, you play Fofana. When you want to be a bit more defensive, you play Guehi. So that is a great problem to have, and I would sign up for that straight away, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see if it happens.
Which of them is more suitable for a high line?
Yeah, probably Wes is pretty suitable. It depends who's his partner. If it's Colwell with Guehi, well then Guehi and Colwell probably, because you want, again, Colwell's the same. He gets off his line, he always wanders around, goes out for tackles. Guehi doesn't do that. Tosin is the same as Guehi basically. They both sit back, scan the field, and they get involved when they need to. They cover
Yeah,
and keep the
box defender, but Tosin also is an excellent ball playing defender, has excellent passing
yes.
range, and you could say is more rounded than Guehi.
Ball playing abilities, yes, but probably positioning speed. I think where he's got him there, and if you look at basically there was only one. If you look at the metrics for defensive actions, etc., there was only one player better than Guehi in the Premier League, and that was Van Dijk. The rest, Guehi actually beat Van Dijk in many of them.
Are
Many of the
you
metrics, he's number
serious?
one. Yes, yes. He's very under
Wow.
the radar. You don't see what he does because he's not a flashy player, Guehi. He's just a very
Hmm.
well got very high IQ, and he scans the field extremely well. Not a flashy player, but you need that type of player in the back line. I think we missed that. When we play with Colwell and Fofana there, we were winning those games, but let's not forget we were conceding every single game a lot.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
thank you so much for that contribution, Kojo. I appreciate that. Mustafa Tyson, welcome to you. Yusuf, all of you, welcome. And if you guys please don't mind, go check out Ty's YouTube channel. Subscribe. The link to his YouTube channel is pinned at the very top with the link to Jorrel Hato's profile video. You will enjoy it. It's pinned at the top there. Check it out, then subscribe to his YouTube channel. Let's see who starts for you at Chelsea with Guehi in the team. If we sign Guehi, uh, pair him with
it'll be Colwell.
who starts with Gray.
Colwell.
Probably mainly Colwell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, mainly Colwell. Yeah, I think we'd see. It depends. Again, Maresca. I that's you can say there's something I'm still missing with regards to the pattern of his centre back pairing. But one thing is certain. I think when we face opposition that don't have good amount of pace, but they can pressure us a lot, he usually selects Tosin because
Correct. Yeah.
Tosin is capable of weathering persistent pressure from the opposition team and not make silly mistakes. But the younger ones do a lot. So I think I haven't. I say I need to learn more about that. There's something still missing. I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm close to getting it right. The pattern to again for his centre back pairing. Yeah, let's see. Jay says, remember, we were getting Horizon before Madrid hijacked it. So they actually want a
Yeah.
CB without any outgoing. Yeah, I think I agree. That makes sense now. I can't believe I'm agreeing with you. And Norma Pascal Zubi Pascal chatting from Imo State. Hello, Werele. Abikwara Moso. I'm sorry, Dante, for singing this. I think that person there in the chat, he will recognize the song from Star Warrior. It's called. I apologize. You got mad for me
It's
singing
all right.
there?
We know, Coach, you like to sing a song every now and then. That's fine.
All right, Jay. We again we have okay may want a new CB, but at the same time we may not be able to use that as a criteria. Yeah, I think it makes sense. That chances are because Dante, I think we can actually go into the coming season without signing one more CB because Jorrel Hato can actually sub for both.
Yes, yes, but again, height is his problem. So yeah, that only as a left centre back really, when Cucurella overlaps and comes back to help as well. Otherwise, for the physicality and the height in the Premier League, you're leaving yourself a little bit short with that. So yeah, look, it all depends. Like I said, I think it all depends on Chalobah. If he's going and we get an offer for him and they sell him and he doesn't want to stay, if he wants to stay, perfect. If he doesn't want to stay because he wants to be guaranteed a starting spot, well, then he might leave. If that happens, well, then 100% we're signing another centre back. If not, we can get away with it 100 as well. But if there's an opportunity to sign a Guehi, in my opinion, for say £40 million, and then you take that 20% off as well, well, for me, that's a no-brainer. You sign that player because Maresca will figure it out to use them, no problem.
I'm guessing UNC. He's talking about Tosin. He says Parma will revolt if we start Tosin. Chelsea are not looking to start Tosin. He's a leader. He might not be the most vocal on the pitch, but he's a leader. And Parma, what we've heard from him is reflective of that fact that he helped him a lot when he was struggling, which was why after scoring one of his goals, he ran to him to celebrate with him. And on
Yeah.
the touchline, you could see Tosin giving him instructions, actually. I think it'd be a huge mistake. Not even Parma. I think a lot of knowledgeable Chelsea fans will revolt, actually. I know some didn't trust Tosin, but some people, most people that understand how football works knew that Tosin was one of our best CBs. Actually, I don't think Chelsea are looking to sell Tosin, and I don't think Tosin. I don't think he'd be looking to leave because he played a lot. He played
People,
important games, and but
that's
yeah,
one
and
thing
I
people don't
think
realize, Coach. He actually
yeah,
played 41 games. Dawson
yeah,
played the
both in the
fifth most.
Premier League. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Go
yeah,
ahead.
but he played the fifth most all season. People that's gone a bit under the radar, but he actually played a lot of games. Doesn't matter if it was Conference League, Premier League, but 41 games, that's a lot of games. You wouldn't think he played that many games, but I think fifth or sixth highest in the team, as in, I think top five, I'm pretty sure fifth as the highest game played, the most games played in the season. So that went a bit under the radar. He actually played quite a lot.
And he was never out of the lineup because he was poor. If whenever he's out of the lineup, definitely was because of again for tactical reasons. And we can, if you understand Maresca, you'd know why he took him off or why he didn't start again the next game. The
Exactly,
ones he
yeah.
started, he was excellent. Like the one he helped us deal with. I think it was our last game of the season. We were concerned about their aerial ability, how they
Wood,
use.
Chris
I think it
Wood.
was our last game.
Yeah, against Nottingham Forest,
Yeah,
Wood, Chris Wood. Yeah,
Chris Wood. He dealt with him effectively. So I don't think Chelsea are looking to sell him. He stays, and
no
I
chance.
don't.
And he,
He's
like you
happy.
said, I don't think he wants to go. He's very comfortable. He loves it, and he's got a great relationship with the players,
Yeah,
especially
won two
Palmer.
trophies in his first season as a Chelsea player.
He's not leaving, going anywhere. No, he's not going. No.
No, he's not going anywhere. Yeah, I believe you. All right, let's see what else we have here. Palmer will revolt, but we're not looking to sell him. I want to know how is Chelsea moving strong for a goalkeeper. Emmanuel Mulba, if we sign a goalkeeper, it'd be you could say an opportunity that we wouldn't want to pass. Just like you see how we moved for Mayon because it was a good opportunity. He has just about a year left on his contract, and we knew, well, yeah, we can get him for a good price. But what's his name? AC Milan wanted us to pull our pants down, and we said no, keep him. But I don't think it's a priority. Goalkeeping position isn't an area of priority, and I'm not concerned if Sanchez continues to do well and Jorgensen he proved in the Conference League final that yeah he's actually an excellent shot stopper. So if we can continue to defend as a unit, then yeah, I don't think the goalkeeping position will be an issue for us, honestly. Any news regarding Benoit Bada's injury? Nothing, but I think probably he'd be ready for before the season starts. Before the 25-26 season starts. Sanchez and pray again. Keep praying, but I don't think we're doing. We'll sign a goalkeeper this window. It take a lot, except if AC Milan says okay, you can now come and take him. I trust Maresca with injury prone players. Fofana will be salvaged. I hope so. He's found a way to manage Rhys James's fitness, and people were complaining, but he knew exactly what he was doing. And against PSG during the Club World Cup final, people were complaining that James started in the midfield, but he was one of our best players on the day. Tosin is also Palmer's bestie. Yeah, yeah.
Coach,
Um,
just to add to the Magnan, I'm not sure if you've seen, he's been made captain of AC Milan for the upcoming season. And that's the first time they've had, I think in 40 years, they've had a non-Italian captain that team. So they've
do you think that
really,
that means he
yeah.
stays? No.
It doesn't mean he stays, but that's a strong indication that they're trying to keep him and they're trying to
Yeah,
extend him.
exactly. That's again. I was going to say. Thank you for saying that. That's them trying to convince him to sign a new contract.
Correct, yes. But I thought that was quite interesting. They really went over the top with that one because, like I said, they don't have a non-Italian captain that's been 40 years, I think, or something like that. So, yeah, that was quite interesting to see today. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. We have our senior panelists in the house. So, Bobby, we are talking about Jorrel Hato. You could say we've gotten the deal across the line for £37 million. Excellent deal. That's why you negotiate. You don't just go and drop the bag because we're talking about a good player. Just sort of thing I heard on my brother's channel. I'm not blaming my brother, but I'm just saying that's what we do. You hear something, you talk about it and try to make sense of it. I'm not blaming my brother. He knows I'm not blaming him. He actually also was asking the person, "What are you saying?" You can't just go give them that amount because they're asking for that amount. Good work. Good work getting it for £37 million. And when the player says he wants to join you, and you alone take full advantage of it by not overpaying, by actually asking the signing club to lower the fee. And Ajax's financial situation also didn't help. They needed the money, and it would be a huge risk to force him to stay. You don't know whether he'd agree to join any other club, and he already rejected Madrid, and I heard Liverpool too. But Bobby, that's by the way, we have our man. One more to go, one important signing to go in Xavi Simons, for reasons I've explained. I think he brings good balance to our squad. But Bobby, let's hear you. Finally, your internet connection worked. It looks like
Yeah,
you were where you were using Walmart level internet connection yesterday.
yeah, big up, guys. No, it's not that. It's actually a new
Big up,
internet
buddy.
connection. Big up, guys. Yeah, but and it's still not fully
Hmm.
fixed. It's probably because of the time of day it is that nobody else is using it that I can get on. It takes time for these mega fast fiber broadbands to kick in, apparently. Anyway, let me not get into that because that's not why we're here. Guys, I'm looking at this for in two ways. First of all, I finally have a feeling that the days of, back in the day, I used to have a term for Chelsea's squad, and I would call it an armada. Just a personal term of mine. It was an armada because we would go sailing into competitions with players and players in reserve. Next season is going to be horrendously challenging. We have had a short preseason. We have big boy competitions to deal with. We have huge rivals strengthening Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, to say the least. And goodness knows who else by the end of the season will become stronger. That it's not a joke anymore. And we have to make our mark. We're now back in the top four, and we have to stay there and beyond. What it seems we're beginning to succeed to do is to not only have a team that has squad depth and the ability to rotate well, and please God, let Maresca have learned that lesson and indeed rotate, which I believe he will. We've had our developmental stage. I think the Conference League was a huge blessing for us. It allowed us to blood youth. It allowed us to see our youth. It allowed us to know which ones will be able to hang around the first team and which ones will need a little bit of a loan out. I think this coming season there's going to be some surprise players, and one of them I predict in my own way I think will be Josh Achimpong. I think he's going to really show his worth. It will come slowly. It will come through minor competitions, but injuries and suspension has a way of making heroes when you have enough squad depth. Look, Jorrel Hato is somebody I've learned from you, I've learned on this panel. I won't say I know him. In fact, I don't know him. Let me just be honest. I don't know that player. I've heard all these good things. The only thing I heard, funny enough, which was a little bit of a red flag, I don't really listen to this guy. I find a lot of the things he says very negative, very anti-Chelsea. But he did say something which I listened to, and he was criticizing Jorrel Hato for not being able to cross the ball. Look, I don't know if that's true. I have my doubts. I think if you're playing send left centre back, left back, and you have that flexibility, you're going to be able to cross the ball. But
He got six assists doing that, Bobby. So
well, there you go. It is important. Yesterday we said that when a player not only tells you he wants to go, but tells you where he wants to go, it only ever ends up in one way. Whether you have financial problems or not, you really have no way out. I mean, look at Newcastle and Alexander Isak. It's over. The player says he wants to go, and then he's not only saying where he wants to go, he's saying where he wants to go. It's over, and it only belongs to one club. And
Yeah,
it's
that makes
so,
a huge difference.
oh, it does. It's so much in the hands of that one club that they are being afforded the opportunity to save up the money and sell the players they need to sell before they can come and bid, because nobody, you see, other clubs have pride. Chelsea, if they really needed him, they could go and it all becomes about money, but we don't need him. And another thing, when a player, he hasn't rejected anybody else, to be honest, but once it gets to the point where a player is actually rejecting you, you respect yourself and you back off. If a player has rejected you and said, "Oh, I don't want you, I want so and so team," why the hell are you going there? That's like a woman jilting you and you're there simping and begging her for her time. It's never gonna be, you know what
I
I mean?
remember,
It's
Bobby. I'm sorry. That reminds me of the
it's
story you told us.
which story?
But
Well,
just go ahead.
it's
I don't
It's
it's
want to talk
never
about it.
it's never gonna be
I'm
sweet,
sorry.
is it?
You brought it up, Bobby.
of
You
course,
always,
coach, you remember that, of course.
you're
I
always
will
gonna
never
be,
forget that.
you know, you're always gonna be, in a in a terrible situation. She's gonna maltreat you and abuse you. So, once a player has said that, it's only gonna be go one way. Look, what's happening this summer is significant for Chelsea. The developmental period has to, we still have developing players, but we have what I would call mature developing players, in that a lot of our players now have had 1 season, 2 seasons of Premier League football. The academy lads have had the opportunity to taste first team football, albeit through the Conference League. And and to some extent the Club World Cup, some of them have had a bit of a run out in that competition as well. So that stage one of development, we've gone past it. Now we're going into the big boy competitions, and we need a full squad. And from a transfer point of view, what Chelsea's doing is, as far as I'm concerned, very important. We put down a marker. We, number one, we're not overpaying for anybody anymore. These guys are doing business. They're getting in
I
there.
agree.
They're they're
They are.
using
They
the,
are.
yeah, they're using their leverage, their advantages of the moment, and they're getting deals at reasonable prices. Another important thing is that when when we go to buy, we're able to say walk away from to walk away from the deal. Hence the Mignon deal. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're sticking with Sanchez for the season. Now, many people may not like to hear that, but I really think it is probably the right thing to do. There's a long-term plan in place for Mike Penders. Let's see what happens with him in Strasbourg. But the message is going out. You don't bully Chelsea into paying your prices. They will negotiate, and if you don't meet them, they walk away. They're selling players as well. We're setting marks on our sales. We're not allowing people to lowball us. I'm very happy with what we're doing with Nicolas Jackson. We don't need to sell him. To some extent, I would argue we don't particularly want to sell him. And the statement is clear. You drop 80 to 100 million pounds, and we got business. You don't have anything near that, then F off. And I can see them sticking to that, because this new ownership, they play hardball now. So if the transfer window continues to this on this vein to the end, we would have had a very useful window indeed. My eye is on the squad, and if this guy is who you're all saying he is, which I have no reason to doubt, I think we've made a very, very shrewd and important signing, especially with the way we were flogging Cucurella. This
Yeah,
guy will solve a lot of problems for us. Next up, we're waiting for is your Xavi Simons. That intrigues
Xavi.
me. If Xavi
Bob,
Simons becomes
Bobby calls
Xavi,
him my Xavi.
yeah, is
Here's
that's
something I
your
wanted to
boy.
say. Some
I'm
people
looking at
that
your
will be quick
signing
to
now.
come. Yeah, that's my. I like him. I like
Okay,
him.
yes.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good
Bobby,
to stick to you.
there's some people that will be quick to highlight how clubs ask too much whenever we come for a player. They were the ones saying just pay the money and run. Isn't it just 5 million? You know.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea
But
fans
yeah,
are
thank you.
very.
We'll look at the numbers, how he compares. Yeah,
Yeah, I
go
think
ahead.
you see our fan base are, they that sort of attitude comes from anxiety. I don't really have a big problem with it. I think you've got to allow the expert. This is where the club are showing themselves to be the experts, isn't it? You know, they don't
Mm,
blink. Whereas if you throw the fan base in to make these deals, many of them will blink and just walk away, you know, give the money, and they won't try and negotiate, and they don't really have an eye on the whole PSR situation, the financial implications, the bigger and the smaller picture. So fans just want you to get the player, and you know, they don't care what it costs, just get it done. But at the same time, if we do spend big money,
and that's
unnecessary money,
fans will always be fans.
exactly, you know, if we do spend unnecessary money, they start having a
Yeah,
go at the ownership. No, they've done well. They've negotiated. It's quite clear to see the message is out there to other clubs
yeah.
that you know, if you're coming to tell Chelsea some ridiculous sum for a player, it's not going to happen anymore. And we can very easily walk away from anybody. The Mike Mignon deal is the flagship of that. I'm so glad we walked away from that. I'm so glad we walked away from that. You know, people were saying, "Oh, because of 5 million, you didn't pick up the one of the best goalkeepers in the world." No, sometimes the principle of what you're doing matters, especially when dealing with these Italian clubs. They've been shafting Chelsea for years. Look at Napoli, what they did to us when we went for Koulibaly all those years ago. They messed us up, then gave
Mm,
us a washed up Koulibaly 6 years down the line. I mean, those days are over, and I'm so glad we're showing them that, you know, we're not playing that game anymore.
yeah. Yeah, we'll look at how his numbers from the just concluded season compare to that of with that of Cucurella. We're not saying who's better. Cucurella much experience and probably again better in some aspect, and he is better in some aspect. Don't you think Fofana, the Sassy are not okay for our defense? The Sassy definitely, and the Sassy even before Maresca started work, we knew, yeah, he's done. Keep
Yeah,
dropping the
the
likes on the stream,
Sassies.
people. The likes do go a long way. We still have 82 people following the show, a total of 162. 92 right now on YouTube, but we have just 32 likes. If half of you can take a second and drop a like on the video, I think we'd have at least 40 likes. But please keep dropping the likes on the stream. Yes, we still do beg for likes. We're not a big account yet. The likes do go a long way.
Coach, I
Yeah, go
just
ahead.
want to say just quickly about the defense. The
Mhm.
Sassie's going, and I know there'll be one other centre back going. I'm hoping and I'm praying it's Badiashile. Yeah, I want us to retain Ansel Mina. I
Probably
think
not him. Probably not
uh,
Badiashile.
yeah, that's the sad thing. Probably not. Probably it's
Yeah.
probably going to send down Silmina out on loan, and I don't really want to see that. I think I like the idea of him. Whether he's ready or not, I don't know. But I like the idea of him in the squad. But I know the Sassi's gone for sure, but it seems to me that there will be another, either on loan or something. I would be very, very, very surprised if Chalobah is amongst them. I think Chalobah has proved his worth to Maresca, and I would
And
be
I think the manager's
surprised.
willing to keep him. The question is, would he
Yeah,
want to stay?
I think he would. I
Okay, then I think he
really and
stays. It doesn't look
truly,
like he's leaving. I'm not buying all the stuff like you would call them, Bobby. You call them nonsense. All the nonsense I've seen suggesting that yeah, we're open to selling him. No, the believable one is that yeah, he's earned his place in the team.
he
That
has.
if he wants to stay, he stays. If he wants to go, up to him. Just you could say
He
the same
has.
for every player at Chelsea, which means we're not looking to selling him. But go ahead.
He has. The only thing that may adjust that would be if we get Mark Gui, and I don't see that happening simply because of the cost. It's an unnecessary deal to make at this stage, unless we
Hmm.
do it just to knock Liverpool out of their rhythm, because I think they're still sniffing around him. But look. honestly, Chalobah will stay, and people are saying, oh, we may want to be somewhere where he's guaranteed first team football. Chalobah knows that playing at Chelsea, you're gonna get enough games. It's a club that aspires to success, and with success come games, and he will get plenty. It's not, and also he wants to preserve himself. You don't want to be playing 65, 66 odd games in a season plus a World Cup. You don't need that many appearances. If you play 30, that secures your World Cup place. If you play 30 games well. So I'm convinced he will remain. The only thing is,
Yeah.
with all this talk of us maybe picking up another centre back, which I doubt we will do, that's the only time we
Because
might start
hard to
seeing that
so
rumor.
far. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. All right, let's
Uh,
give back the microphone to those in the chat, and we'll look at the numbers that I promised you would do. Whether we have no, I don't think so. Let's see. Chinedu King Celestero, Sanchez days. We don't need Santos stays, so to speak. We don't need Donnarumma. Donnarumma is actually worse off. I've looked at their numbers, and
we don't need that man.
no, we don't want him. Big up to you too, Vic. Nice to see you. You should be at work right now. I don't want your troubles. We're the best team in the world. We are, and that will not change until 4 years. Yeah, unfortunately, we're not allowed to defend that trophy. I think we could have gone in and won. We can actually go and win it again. Hi to you too,
Well,
Emmanuel
we
Eze.
don't
Dalo,
know
nice to see
yet.
you. I do hope you're doing well. Sorry,
We don't know yet. I don't think they've made a decision on that yet.
they haven't decided. That
No,
is
they
that
haven't.
true?
Not 100%, but it's basically the next three Champions League winners that will qualify
Um,
for that automatically. But don't be surprised, like Bobby said, there
All
might be
right.
a little caveat there for we're the winners. They might change that we might get an automatic invitation.
Hmm. Yeah, Maresca does like Manuel Badiashile. I like him too. I have to be honest. Who are we signing next? That's Imbola Ogunkoya, Xavi Simons. I think I called that the next signing will most likely be Hato. So the next one, Xavi Simons. I'd be surprised if we sign another player and that's and it's not him. Yes, AB says, "Come on, coach. We're not going to change the entire team in one summer." I'm going to say the same to you. Come on, AB. Signing one more CV doesn't mean we're changing the entire team. Go back to work and leave me alone. And Turco is England manager. He will definitely be called up if he's consistent. Yeah. Yeah, you have to be playing consistently to be called up. If you don't play consistently, you don't get a chance. And he's tested that now. So chances are. But I think if he stays, he play a lot. I don't think he'd be a bench warmer. Maresca likes him. Maresca has improved him. More importantly, he learned whatever uh, he taught him. So I think that will go a long way. So we move on. So this says Hato will sign a 7-year contract at Chelsea, according to David Onston. Wow, we're good at this, really, aren't we? I heard 5 years before, Dante.
Yeah,
Um,
it's 7 years. There is a
it turns out
sell-on
it's a
clause.
7-year contract.
Yeah,
That's
there
not
is a
easy.
sell-on clause. We don't know
2032,
how much that is
and
yet, but
probably with an option to extend it. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, there is a sell-on clause. But I mean, seven
No, go ahead.
years
You
you're
were saying
covering
something.
yourself for a very long time, so it doesn't really matter. But there is a sell-on clause which has not been disclosed yet how much that is.
not only is it 7 years,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
agree. So,
seven plus one. So it's effectively an
oh, is that
eight-year
what it is? Okay.
contract. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The one has to be triggered, though, right? That's usually how it is.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah, I
seen a
mean,
plus one, but maybe something that's come up. I haven't been on the last hour or so, so maybe if something's come up, but I'm not sure. Where did you see that one, Bobby? The plus one?
Fabrizio,
Fabrizio
Yeah.
put that
All
up.
right.
Okay.
yeah, look it up. You see,
Okay. It's believable.
Look,
I
they can
think
always
it's
extend him after a couple of years anyway, so that's not a problem. The sell-on clause is only if we do sell him eventually, or he might want to go or whatever in the distant future. well, then they've put a sell-on clause Ajax that they'll get some more money from that as well. But that's not been disclosed to how much that is at the moment.
All right, Dante, I want you to talk about how they compare here. Minutes played, Cucurella played a lot more, 3,326. Jorrel Hato played 2,784, so nearly 1,000 more by Cucurella, but that doesn't necessarily really matter. But Houston, you could argue they have, to some extent, complementary skill sets. Hato much better aerially. That's actually much better aerially. Defensive duel success percentage a lot better. He has more assists.
Yes.
He has more progressive passes, which is something. The progressive passes thing is one of the things that drew me to Cucurella in the first place. His ability to find passing lanes where you don't know one exists. It turns out, Hato is much better in that aspect. Possession won a lot more by Cucurella.
Yep.
So for me, he's not a backup really. I get it. The Dutch league, you said the difference in intensity, physicality, but still, as small as he is, he can be physical too. But I want to hear your thoughts on how you said the differences in numbers here for the different metrics discussed. But I am. I think this is he's an excellent signing for us. I don't think it makes sense to say we're upgrading. Cucurella will always be Cucurella. Very unorthodox. The way he applies himself on the pitch comes across as erratic, but more importantly, effective. But let's hear you.
Yeah, look, like those stats you have there, I can't really see them because they're too small on this format. But yeah, they wouldn't be the same. Again, different league, a little bit different system, the way they play. The opposition that they play as well. So, but he's 19. He's very gifted athletically. He will be able to do what Cucurella does, I think, no problem. Especially learning from him and being behind him, seeing him in training, and obviously working with Maresca for that as well. I think he can do that no problem. Not straight away, maybe, but I think he will definitely be able to do that. But yeah, look, obviously Cucurella is one of a kind. He's very different. Like I keep saying that we're not going to get someone to be like Cucurella. There's just no one out there that's like Cucurella. Simple as that. There is no one that does that like he does
No,
it. So
Cucurella is unique.
very unique. Yeah, extremely unique actually. So yeah, look, Hato still has that quick acceleration. He
Did we
still
did
has
we
that.
lose Dante, or is that my fault?
No, that's you, coach. I think.
No, I can hear
Okay,
Dante
because your
very
connection
well.
looks very strong. Full bar, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's you, coach. It's
Sorry,
you.
what did you say, Bobby?
I can hear him. I can hear both of you very well, but
Yeah,
there's an
your
overlap.
connection
You
looks
don't
good.
seem
You're
to
not using
be.
Walmart connection today.
You don't seem to be hearing
Yeah, it's
Dante
me.
well.
It's coach. It's coach.
So you're
Fix your
you're in
system, coach.
Walmart then.
Yeah, I agree. It's my end.
You're in Walmart, or what's the name of that other shop you guys have there?
No,
Um,
McDonald's. Yeah,
All right. We have go ahead.
Chick-fil-A's and no,
We
Chick
have
Fil A.
Brianni Yahayu. We have Brianni Yahayu here. He says, Hato versus Cucurella, you got agenda against my. No, I love Cucurella and I love both. And I'm happy with signing Hato. I think we're set in that position for years to come, at least for 4 years, actually, because at 31, I think Cucurella will still be playing. But Heston, let's see. Let's see what happens. You always like to fight me, don't you? Just go back to work and leave me alone. So yeah, don't change your name to Hato. Brianni repping hard. X Mark, the Sports Contender FC, Jackson FC. Those are all the names he's gone by. Cold Palmer FC, Envivel FC, and the list keeps on. And I missed a few actually. And
It's
don't change your name.
it's
Don't
time for an
change your
upgrade.
name.
It's time for a
Coach
change.
Coach needs go ahead. He says coach needs to upgrade to Starlink. No, I use one of the best actually, and I pay a lot for it. But probably, I believe 2 or 3 people watching Netflix on 3 different devices. Yeah. right now. That's right. That's why I was quick to yeah accept from my end. And Dante's connection looks stronger than usual. But go ahead, Dante. I think it's time to go news hunting. But if you have anything to say about Jorrel Hato signing, go ahead. Talk about it in the comments, live chat session. I will talk about it. Yeah, that's his name. Serious identity crisis. I'm warning him. Don't change your name. The elders will have a meeting and you can say force a name on you. Um, Let's hear you if you're in the chat. If you have any questions, drop it. You know the rules. Do not ask difficult questions. Keep it simple. Otherwise, we pretend we can see the answer to your question. But before we go into something, we have this item here, which reads: several clubs have shown interest in signing Marc Gui this summer, but two teams are emerging as the most possible destinations: Sunderland and RB Leipzig. So probably Leipzig because they will give him game time. And Sesko might leave. But the only problem I see, chances are Leipzig will want it be to be on loan with an option for a permanent purchase. That's their thing. They don't like to, you could say, develop your player for you. If you give them a player on loan without an option for a permanent purchase, that player will probably rot on the bench or be on the bench mainly. But let's hear you, Dante, your thoughts.
Yeah, look, Leipzig is not that type of club either. They're not exactly as you said, coach. They're not going to get a player on loan. They develop your player and play him a lot of minutes. It's just not their style. They're a selling club as well, so yeah, they don't do that. They'll want an option to buy, and I don't think we're looking to do that. To be honest, I actually think it's better for him to go to like a Sunderland or a Bournemouth, play in the Premier League, build on your frame, on your physicality, know the league inside out, get that experience, and play a bit of that tough football as well that he needs. So I think that will be a much better, loan for him. Stick to England. If we plan on keeping him for the future and using him, we'll stick to England. That's what I would do. I would put him like
Yeah,
Sunderland, like you said,
it makes
Bournemouth.
sense. But how soon do you think he gets a chance at Chelsea?
If Jackson leaves, he will get some chances. If Jackson doesn't leave, well, then he needs to go on loan because he's basically your fourth choice striker then. Third choice, one injury can happen, stuff can happen, no problem. But fourth choice is a bit deep behind. I think it would be definitely in the club's best interest and himself to go out on loan somewhere, like I said, like a Bournemouth, Sunderland, actually get that experience in the Premier League and then come back much better and ready. Obviously, if he does well enough, if he's good enough, he'll come back. If he doesn't, well, it depends how he develops. But yeah, look, I wouldn't send him to Leipzig or anywhere else. Those countries, there's no point in those one. Those I'd rather keep him in the Premier League.
I thought he was actually going to go to Strasbourg, and I would have loved him to go there because, yeah, I think they take care of him better than any other club he goes to. Because I did ask you that question a few days ago. They probably have some sort of contract that any player we sent to them, they make sure that player starts games. And you can see we only sent the best to them. We could have sent them
Well, they
Uguchu.
want Carney. They want Carney, but they don't want a loan. Again, same thing. They want to pay a low fee for him and buy him. They're not going to loan these players. It's not their style. That's not what they do. It's just not. That's how they churn out players. That's how they sustainable, and that's what they do.
Yeah, churn out players indeed. They breed
They
them.
definitely do. They do, and they get a lot of money for them. So yeah, it's exactly like we talked about Ajax do that. Even Dortmund to a certain extent do that as well. But they do tend to loan more players, Dortmund as well. But Leipzig, no loans there. It's always they buy with an option. If they do loan, it's with an option to buy. So I don't see him going there, to be honest. Carney Chukwuemeka, I think he might end up there most likely. We'll see what happens with that one.
Yeah, Bobby, your thoughts on Marc Gui? What club? Where do you think he'd be best going out on loan to? And do you think how soon do you think he gets a chance at Chelsea? Because the longer time goes by without him getting a chance at Chelsea, I think probably he will never. It will never happen.
Yeah, there's always that possibility. But of the clubs you've mentioned, as you know, I agree with Dante. I think Sunderland is probably a better loan for him to stay in the Premier League. If he does well, he will get game time. And a team like Sunderland, their first objective is maybe not so much keeping players, but staying in the Premier League to get that Premier League money for another season. So having mercenaries, as it were, coming to help their cause is always a way with these sort of teams. So having him there would not only help him, but it will help them as well. So that would be a good move for him. As far as getting into the Chelsea first team as a striker, well, it depends how well he does. Two, it depends how the season the others have. Um, I'm not bothered, you know, if, and this is still a big if at the moment, we do keep a strike force of Delap, Jackson, and Pedro, and they do very well. Well, you know, it becomes a matter of it is what it is. You know, we bought him for 5 million, and we can sell him for an absolute killing if he does well. The trouble with when you have good quality players like this, unfortunately, you run the risk of doing what Chelsea did with Mo Salah. You know, Mo Salah was always a player in my eyes. It's just that he was very young, but he had Didier Drogba ahead of him at one point, and Nelka as well. At one point, I think even Shevchenko, and at one point, certainly Solomon Kalou. There was a lot of players in front of him blocking his path. So he had to go, and he took a long way around. So by the time he was ripe and ready, he had long since sort of parted ways with Chelsea, and Chelsea still didn't really need him. We still had the likes of Drogba and so on for some time. That could well happen with Mark Gui. If the others perform like we hope and want them to, there will, you know, his opportunity will be blocked because they'll be performing to a very high standard. I can't not want that. You see what I'm saying? I can't not want these players to perform at the best just because of one player. So let's see what happens. This is one of the reasons I'm not keen on getting rid of Nico Jackson. I think Nico Jackson has enough about him to eventually become a very, very good player. And I don't want us to turn around XYZ down the line and have any regrets. Um, you know, there's always that risk when you have these potentials around you and you find you can't use them all, then you start letting some go and then they fulfill their potential, if you know what I mean. So let's see
Yeah, yeah,
what
yeah.
happens. But, you know, but in the short term, um, a loan for Guiu to a Sunderland, for example, is good for him. He will get to play in the Premier League. He will hopefully get priority game time, and we'll see face value what his development looks like in this league. That's it.
I think probably it'd be that sort of loan. Who was it? Was this Ugochukwu that if he doesn't play certain amount of game, they pay a fine? Who was it,
Yeah, I
Dante?
think it was
Did we?
Ugochukwu to Southampton, wasn't it? Um,
Even Santos
Yeah,
to
and
Forest.
and then they.
yeah.
Oh
Santos to
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Forest
yeah.
was a
Okay.
funny one.
Um,
I think it worked out best for
the
us
first. Yeah,
because the best thing that
yeah,
happened to Santos was going to Strasbourg. I think Forest would have been too
yeah,
much
and
of a demand on his development. Uh,
yeah, and you
and
could
it,
argue the same reason we said that Leipzig, they're not into developing players for clubs. It had to be the contract, long contract. They have to be again would have to be them signing him on loan with an option for a permanent purchase. And at the time, Nottingham Forest they signed. There was a player they signed. that plays in the same position as Santos. So why play Santos? You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
uh,
But then why
yeah,
take him on loan? So that was where the conundrum came, and of
yeah,
course Chelsea
exactly. So
stepped in and sorted it out, and the rest is history. Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be that players. I think up and coming clubs. I mean, at that time, Forest had just got back into the Premier League, and their aim was remaining in the Premier League, but they just so happened to be going on a spending spree, and they brought in a lot of players, which dwarfed the person they had loaned. I don't think that will be the case at Sunderland. There's always money given to teams that come up into the Premier League, but the foundation, the backing at Sunderland, to my knowledge, isn't quite the same as that backing that Forest had. So he would have chances to play at the moment.
yeah. This year, need to update this start link. I think I've already read that. I read that already. Identity. Yeah, exactly. Okorie, Elijah, nice to see you. Thank you for finding the time to join us. One day, I appreciate you. If this is your first time here, fill our home, express yourself. All we ask of you is to keep it civil. Vic says that I thought United could only get a Sheshko if Hoyland moves on. Yeah, I heard that too. To the opposite direction. If Hoyland moves to the opposite direction, if that happens, then they won't need Mark Gui. Hmm. Serious. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. They bought him for 5 million, and they can turn him into a 35 million striker, just like Angelo Mark Gui will end up being sold. It looks like it, but I think when we bought him, even was it Julian Balag at the time, he did say that it was just an opportunity that Chelsea couldn't let pass them. They had to go for him, given that he's played in the Champions League and the La Liga under Xavi, the Barcelona legend. It's called high profile goals actually. So that's the sort of opportunity when you see it, grab it, sign the player, and if at the end it doesn't work out, you can move him on for a sizable fee, and it may end up happening. But if he starts ripping up trees, like Bobby would say, I think we'll find a way to make space for him. That's what big clubs do. If he start ripping up trees and shows that he can be better than the players we have at the club, we'd make space for him. It's just as Andreas
It's just
Santos. Yeah, go ahead.
there's something my late father used to always say. There's always room at the top. If he indeed starts ripping up
Yeah.
trees, he has his space already made for him. Chelsea is about the best, and if you're the best, you'll knock out the rest. It's
Hmm.
that simple. It's callous,
I agree.
but
I
that's
agree.
that's big
Honestly, and
time
that's a good
football.
one. I appreciate that.
That's the business.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to address here? We've addressed that particular news. This one here about the owners. Opinions from Vince right there. 37 million is the price we paid for him. And Tammy Abraham's London home was all right. Good to hear that. Jorrel Hato has been given permission to travel to UK to finalize his transfer to Chelsea Football Club. Jorrel Hato to Chelsea is done. Chelsea will pay 43. That's around that 37 million price we talked about. Anything else here important? Hato has been given. Okay, redundant right there. What else do we have here? It's living. We don't want to see that. We address that.
Read the length of contract that Fabrizio, or was it Ben Jacobs? 7+1. I think it's
Yeah, yeah.
Fabrizio.
David is. So okay. And this year, Bobby, this won't go away. If Shesko, that's according to Fabrizio Romano, if Shesko goes to Manchester United, Nicolas Jackson could be an option for Newcastle United. And Shesko
Yeah.
looks like he doesn't want to go to Newcastle United. He wants to go.
Yeah.
He wants to go to Manchester. He
to
prefers
Man
Manchester
United.
United. I've heard. Go ahead, Bobby.
And Jackson isn't
Hmm.
exactly doing cartwheels about it either. Um, the geographical
Hmm.
problems is the problem that a lot of clubs have in England. You know, there's always geography, there's always location. Players, if the club has the money, would always choose London, especially foreign players, above anywhere else. Manchester, you can just about squeeze it in. Newcastle, very reluctantly. It's usually the money that get people to go there because it's not the same level of place. I mean, let's just be real about it. But you're right. If Sesko goes to Man United, the only other big name at the moment out there will be Nicolas Jackson, and you know they have the money to go for him. I have a feeling he wouldn't be that keen. But you know, if they butter him up with a good wage, and they you know drop the money that Chelsea requires, I can see that happening. Sadly, I wouldn't be happy about it, but it's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. So let's see what happens. It does look like Sesko, out of the two, will choose Man United. Um, simply because of the name of Man United. But unless Hoyland is going the other way, I think United, their eyes are bigger than their stomach, as it were. They have to understand that they don't have the games to have all these players. They want this player, they want a midfielder, they want to, and they're not getting rid of, they're stagnating everybody else. This is a club where players go to die, and this will, I keep talking about Donny van der Beek because I remember when Donny was first coming up in Ajax, he was the talk of the town. He went to United and his career was killed. And this is what can happen at United with these other players. You know, people aren't even talking about Komi Mainu anymore, who had contract issues. I don't know if that's been resolved. They're talking of midfielders at United. They're talking of strikers when they've got two. They've got Xerxes and they've got Hoyland. And I'm not sure. Um, you know, first of all, they've got to get rid of at least one of those strikers. And if they don't, it's going to be toxic for them. I can guarantee you that it will be toxic for them. And there will be some talent there yet again that will be killed. So it is better for your Hoylands, it is better for your Xerxes, if they do get Sesko, to go elsewhere. And that's where Newcastle comes in. Would Newcastle decide to say, okay, Hoyland and Xerxes didn't work for you, but maybe they would work for us? I don't know. But you see what I'm saying? People
Hmm. Hmm.
overlook the fact that United is flooded with players. We have this sense that every player should automatically pack their bags and go and sit in the dressing room at Carrington. Well, that Carrington dressing room is slowly but surely becoming like Cobham was at some stage during the what's the name of that guy from Brighton that we had? The Potter years. So it's going to be interesting to see how they manage that one, but it's not it's not making sense at Man United at the moment.
Unfortunately, they've been like that for a while, right now. Actually, it's just that people focus on Chelsea. They've been
Yeah,
spending a whole lot of money from the days of Louis Van Gaal, David Moyes, Jose
yeah,
Mourinho. Yeah, they spend a lot, but of course, when
yeah.
it's
Gary
Chelsea
Neville
that matters to
won't.
people.
Yeah, Gary Neville won't highlight that one. But you're right. They've
Yeah,
spent a lot of dead money, I would call. They have a bloated squad. They have a meaningless squad.
yeah, they have.
You know, you go and get Sesko, you know, whoopee doo on the surface of it. But what are you going to do with the two strikers you've spent a lot of money on that you've got? How would they feel? And that becomes toxic in the dressing room. You know, you had a situation when Kobe Mainu, your boy, your academy boy, wanted to leave. Then I don't know what's happened. It seems that you persuaded him to stay, and now you're looking for more midfielders. Well, how does he feel? You know, it's crazy what they're doing. They're flooding. They want Donnarumma now. Ah, I mean, I and they're talking about Chelsea. They're laughable at the moment. They are absolutely laughable. If by some ridiculous context they end up with Donnarumma, you think somebody like who's the guy they've got? He's quite a character, that guy.
Onana.
Uh, Onana. Oh, you think he's gonna kick rocks in your dressing room? Yeah, he'll kick rocks. He'll kick rocks and poison the place because Onana is a big boy. He's not going to take being kicked out of the first team's lineup lightly. Um, I don't know I don't care about them, but I just want it to be out there because Chelsea received a lot of abuse over far less than what's going on at Man United at the moment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's enough
Yeah, Dante,
airtime.
you want to add anything to that?
No, that's enough airtime for Man United. I don't want to hear about them anymore.
All
No,
right,
you're
Jay
right. You're
says
right.
30. Jay says 30 million. One thing is for sure that one of United or us will be fooled by this prize, and I hope it's Bomb United, possibly. All right. I wouldn't bet on Newcastle going for Jackson. They can go for Vlahovic or Kolomoani, who are cheaper than Jackson. Probably, I think they will be looking for cheap. If in fact we're bent on, selling him north of 17 million plus. I don't think Newcastle will be willing to even spend the entire Isaac money on us because I think they will lose one more player in the midfield area or so. So it's not going to be easy for them. It's a bit complicated, and
Yeah, I
even
don't see
Sheshko will come
Vlahovic.
cheap.
I don't see Vlahovic or
Sorry.
Koulibaly going to Newcastle either. I don't think they're not going from big clubs like that. They're not going to go. I don't think they would go to Newcastle.
You know, PSR is the
Yeah,
worst thing that ever happened to Newcastle because effectively they are owned by the richest people in the world and they
but
can't do
still cannot
anything.
spend.
They can't do a damn thing, and they can't use their fabulous wealth backing to entice people with wages because the new wage algorithm, the extended PSR, which nobody's talking about, has hamstring them, hamstrung them even further. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Newcastle do. I think I hate to say this, but I think if they do, well, when they do lose Isak, they're going to have to use a huge chunk of their Isak money to get Jackson because he's the only gettable striker. You know, as Dante said, can you imagine Colomwani or the guy at Juventus going to Newcastle? Um, I, I struggle with that one, unless they're gonna offer them some
um,
sick
uh,
wages.
Vlahovic.
Yeah, Vlahovic, I don't see that. Even if they are in the Champions League, it's wow, it's going to be, but that's their problem, it's not ours.
And that's why I say
All right.
Jackson is probably
Thank you so
gettable
much.
for
What else do we
them.
have here? Anything else to
Yeah.
address? Yeah. So this reads that Jorrel Hato only wanted to join Chelsea this summer, and you could argue that helped us a lot in getting the deal over the line. And Vicky saying so, Bobby has no problem with Chelsea signing more players while the current players fight for their positions, but object to the same thing at Manchester United is Manchester United and Chelsea is Chelsea. So you go away. Here, Fabrizio says Jorrel Hato to Chelsea. Here we go. deal in place here. We've just nothing new here, actually. But if you have
Can
any
I
questions,
answer
drop
that?
it in the chat, and yeah, we'll try to address
Can
it.
can I answer that with the obvious difference?
Yeah, go ahead if you want to, Bobby.
The obvious
Yeah, go ahead.
difference.
Nothing personal there. We're just having a conversation. Conversation. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the obvious difference that cannot go ignored is that number one, Chelsea have a lot of youth and they're operating under a rotation system. And why is that? Champions League, the extra games are on the card for Chelsea. Man United don't have Europe at all. So they are trying to put a Champions League squad size into the domestic competitions. If there's one thing you could give flowers to Maresca, and indeed to a certain extent Pochettino before him, before we had Champions League football, at least these guys used a squad size that could fit the competitions that they had before them. And to be honest, Maresca would have done a lot better in the league, but for injuries and if he had a bigger squad size, because as it turned out, the competition we were in Europe uh, expanded the number of games we played considerably. So Man United don't have that at all. And you want a Champions League squad size in your team to undertake a domestic season. Not going to work.
Yep. Here's a
Well said, Bobby.
comparison. Yeah, go
Give it
ahead.
to
Were you
Vic.
saying
Thank
something,
you.
Dante?
I said, yeah, well done, Bobby. Give it to Vic. Good job.
Okay. This says Hato is very much like Cucurella defensively. Here's how they compare. Sofa score rates Hato 7.13 and rates Cucurella 7.05. Matches played, Cucurella played 36 games, Hato played 31. Goals scored, Cucurella scored 5, Hato scored 2. Assists, Cucurella has made 1 assist, Hato made 6 assists. Clean sheets, Cucurella 9, Hato 11. Tackles per game, Cucurella 1.86, Hato 1.84. Ball recoveries per game, Cucurella 3.61, Hato 4.19. Accurate passes per game, Cucurella 40.3, Hato 45.2. Yeah, better numbers overall for Euro Hatter. So I haven't seen anything new there that we need to talk about. But if you have any questions, drop it in the chat. Otherwise, we'll be rounding up soon. And this year, I don't know this kid. He reads Chelsea under 21 midfielder Leo Cassadine has agreed to join Huddersfield Town on a season-long loan. Cassadine will travel to Huddersfield to complete his medical in the next couple of days. I don't know him, Dante. You know the academy kids better than I do. How good is he? Is he a good potential?
Yeah, look, he's been around for a while now. He's been in the youth ranks for the last 3, 4 years, really trying to take the next step. Very technically
But
gifted.
still under 20, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very technically gifted. It just hasn't come quite together. So needs to go on a loan now. So this will be the next step again. I think he had a previous loan as well, but just hasn't taken that next step, that next level. So plenty of potential, but yeah, it's one of those. Obviously, I think probably his last chance now to go on loan. If this doesn't work out, well, then he'll probably be gone because, yeah, obviously we're not going to keep around that many players of that age. If they don't break through, they don't break through. It's simple as that.
Yeah. Anything else, Bobby? Anything else? We're about to round up. We've been streaming for 2 hours, 4 minutes. That's not easy.
No, it isn't. No,
Kitike, I didn't watch this
Castledine.
game, but a lot of
Your
people were
battery's running
saying
up,
that he was
coach. Are
crap.
you running up? Your battery up.
Chelsea are still pushing to sign Alejandro Garnacho according to Talk Sports.
Oh
Bobby,
my
were you
God.
saying something?
Yeah, I was saying, Castledine. It
I think,
seems quite.
yeah.
it seems quite apparent that um, once you get a loan to Strasbourg, your chances of breaking through to the first team increase. That Strasbourg loan is of more value than people tend to realize. It's a shame he didn't make that
Yeah, I
cut
believe that.
to go to, he didn't make the cut to go to Strasbourg. But I think Dante's right. I think this is perhaps his last opportunity to show that he can take that step into the first team. If he doesn't do it with this loan, Castledon will be sold, which is a shame because he had so much promise. And as for the Garnacho stories, well, I made it clear what I felt about. I think if we're getting your boy to get another vertically challenged player in the Premier League in this squad, may not be such a good idea.
But you want them
Yeah,
to be no, you want them to be big wingers, Bobby? What do you mean? How vertically challenged? As in,
Well,
Bobby
when
won
when
Yokozunas.
we when we have too many little players, it becomes problematic. Look, I don't know. I know he's one that you are in favor of, which I can't argue. I don't. I, I don't fancy the reason why I am cautious with Garnacho is the rumors I've heard about his attitude. I don't want toxicity around this young Chelsea squad. Yeah, people are saying somebody like Enzo could keep him under wraps and so on. Yeah, maybe, people talk of how good he is. Every time I've seen him, I haven't really seen that. And then add couple to that, he's short. I mean, what are we doing here? I don't know, but let's see. Let's see. I'm open-minded, just like with Xavi Simons. I'm open-minded. I'm here. I'm happy to learn. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and the report reads, he reads, Ben Jacobs, quoting Ben Jacobs, he says, just because Xavi joins, it doesn't mean there's not room for one more. And then the reason for that is because Xavi viewed as a number 10. So even though Jamie Gittins has arrived, it might be Xavi and a player like Alejandro Garnacho, and this is where Garnacho is waiting because he's open to Chelsea, and more broadly, he wants to stay in the Premier League. Um, yeah,
Sadly, that would definitely mean that Nkunku is going to be sold.
yeah, it looks like it. Viva Garnacho is coming. It looks like he's gonna come. Really, rebranded. I think he changed. Look, I've talked about. We did talk about this at length. There's a pattern that suggests that whatever that has happened at United followed a pattern, an already existing pattern, how they treat players and how you could say they've been scapegoating players for 3 seasons in a row. It started with Marcus Rashford. Once things start going down south, they've been scapegoating players, finding a reason to blame one player or the other. Because look at it. Alejandro Garnacho, Jadon Sancho, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood. There are a few others actually, right?
Anthony. Yeah.
So yeah, so there's a pattern to how things have gone for him there, not just him. Do I like his behavior on social media? No, but we shouldn't judge him for his other brother's behavior, whether driven by what's happening to him or not. It just, for me, I don't think it's okay. Viva Ganache is coming to Chelsea. Yeah, I think so too. Anything else here to address? Um, Chelsea could also loan out winger Tariq George. I think it makes sense. I don't want us to, out of selfishness, keep him. Let's find a good loan for him so he goes to somewhere where he gets to play and not just be a bench warmer. Anything else? Anything else? Anything
Fulham
else? I
or
know that
Fulham or
they need to
Palace
go
would be
sleep
a
to
good loan
go
for him.
ready, be ready to go suntan tomorrow. Sorry.
I'm saying Fulham or Palace would be a very good loan for
Yeah,
him.
Palace
That is if they
obviously.
can guarantee he'd be starting games.
Yeah. Well, Palace certainly could
Who
if they
wants
get
him?
rid of Eze. then he will start games.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If they get rid of Fraser, that yeah, they would want to sign him. This year, Dortmund would consider a permanent move for Carney Chukwuemeka after Chelsea reduced their asking price to £25 million. We paid 12 million for him, right?
I
Yeah.
can't remember. Wasn't it 17 or 18? I
Or,
can't remember
or around
exactly.
16 million.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. The 21-year-old is considered Dortmund's number one transfer target. Leipzig want him too, but it looks like Leipzig, they're not that serious about signing him. But yeah.
What on earth has
More
happened
lights,
to that
people.
player
Go
we
ahead,
got
Bobby.
from? What on earth has happened to that player we got from Villa that was injured all last season? Where is he now?
He's been injured, Bobby,
From Arsenal. Who was that?
since he joined us. Yeah, basically.
I've forgotten his name
Who?
now. Can you
What
remember
player,
his
Dante?
name?
Omari Kellyman?
That's right.
Yeah, yeah. He's been
That's
injured,
right.
Bobby.
Oh,
Still,
He came back,
that's
played two or three academy games, re-injured again, and he was out for the season again. So he will be training, I think, for preseason reporting, and we might actually start seeing him. So we'll wait and see on that one.
that's wild to say the least. But yeah, we'll wait and
yeah.
see.
Why indeed? I actually forgot we have him. He's he's a Chelsea player. I've actually forgotten. But that was I'm not sure it'd be correct to say transactional deal. We helped them. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
look,
something to that effect. Yeah,
that
go
as well,
ahead.
but he's also a very talented player and was a very talented player
He
as
is.
well.
Yeah.
So I just think he's been very unlucky, obviously, to be injured all that time, then re-injure again. Just one of those things. But he's on a big long contract, so we'll actually get to see him. Hopefully, he stays fit, and now we'll get to see him. He's very young, so I mean, he'll get over those injuries, no problem. So yeah, we'll see what happens. He'll definitely be included. Maybe we might see him actually, maybe in preseason. We never know. Maybe that first preseason game.
If he's fully fit.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't know for sure if he's fully fit yet. Back. I know they said he should be training and he should be back, but it's not confirmed.
Yeah. No. All right. What else do we have here? Yeah, nothing new. Sunderland in talks with Chelsea to agree. That's where I'd like him to go. So, Bobby, Dante, anything else you guys would like us to talk about? I think we've exhausted everything that's out there.
No,
No, I'm
I'm
just trying to
good.
answer Vic there. Let me
All
answer
right.
Vic,
I'm just
coach. Sorry, what's Vic asking
okay. Go
there?
ahead. Oh. Let me read that. What did he say? Dante once said he won't ship out a Tariq for Gittins. I asked you all.
Really? I don't remember that, to be honest. I don't remember saying that at all.
I don't remember that either.
It's
No, that's
Vic
not sound.
maybe making something up. Vic, don't put words in my
All
mouth.
right, Bobby, were you saying something?
But I don't remember saying that at all, to be honest. I don't think I would say that really, because I mean, Tariq, he was okay, but
Go ahead,
yeah,
Bobby.
Gittins is much better, higher level player. He was playing in the Champions League, playing, in the Bundesliga. Yeah, I don't think I would have said that. If I did, bring it up, show me, and yeah, but I don't remember saying that.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
was
All right,
going
Bobby,
to
anything else you want to
agree.
say before I get what we have in the chat and call it a day?
I don't think Dante would say that. That
All right.
doesn't make any
All right,
sense.
here we have Bobby and I are sounding really tired.
Mm.
Except for Dante. All right,
I'm really tired
Man
too. I
United fan
slept.
here.
I slept a
Welcome.
bit
Thank you for
today, so I'm
joining.
good. I slept by the pool for a couple of hours, so I'm energized.
All right.
I don't know what
What do you
transfer
say, Dante?
money they paid for Dante. With this, his preseason holiday is legendary. We need to be getting posts like Caicedo on X, and
No, coach.
that's
I don't do that, Bobby.
mm,
I'm not that type. I'm not the type to put that stuff up. But yeah,
that's
it's just a
something.
normal holiday, Bobby. Nothing's too special.
Yeah, that's special. You know,
All
that's
right, this go ahead,
that's
brother. Sorry.
nice. That's nice. I've never been to Dubai. I've heard so many good
Thi-
things about having a holiday there. So
Yeah, definitely. No, it's good.
It's a
Definitely
beautiful
should come.
place. I
I
think you
definitely
should
rate
go.
it. It's a
Uh,
very good
no
place.
culture issues at all. Just follow the you can say the public rules.
yeah, of course.
You'll be fine,
Mm,
in my opinion.
No, it's
Um,
pretty open to be honest. There's no like clothes like people say. It's very modern, it's very open.
but there are
Everyone
a
everybody
few
accepts you.
restrictions there.
No restrictions, coach. There's no restrictions to be honest. Unless you go into a mosque
Really,
somewhere, there, anywhere outside, anywhere else, there's no you can't drink alcohol in the streets, but you can everywhere else, you can do it. But there's no real restrictions. It's a
there
very,
are
very modern city.
designated places. Yeah. All right. This year, from my United fans say, please don't take Ganache. That's him indirectly begging us to take him. Akande Olatunji, thank you for joining. Hi to you too. Karo, thank you for saying that. Yes, okay, conversing with Nightbot right there. And this says, kindly, what happened about Hato? Yeah, we've signed him. Then Xavi Simons, hopefully we'll get that deal across the line too as soon as possible. But it's looking good. We've always known that, yeah, we'd get the Jorrel Hato deal done before. Dante, he clipped it, so send
Okay,
him the
send it
receipt,
to me,
not me.
Vic. Send it to me. It looks like you're keeping tabs on me, to clipping me. Wow. Okay, you've been waiting
Yeah,
months and
he's
months to
stalking
prove me
you.
wrong.
He's stalking you.
Yeah, he's a stalker. I can tell now. Yeah, he's obsessed.
All right. Anything else you guys want us to talk about? There's nothing else. We've exhausted everything, really.
All good, coach. All good.
All right. I want to say thank you to Constantine Dantu. It's been an excellent discussion. And also our senior panelists here, Bobby, thank you for finding the time to join us, even though you should be in bed right now. Thank you to Vic. Thank you. And thank you to Akande Olatunji. Appreciate you finding the time to join us. Wesley Colam, a Manchester United fan, thank you for joining us. And I'd like you guys to keep Garnacho. But if our manager wants him, yeah, if you guys are ready to sell him for 30 million pounds, good. Jay, thank you for finding the time to be part of the conversation. Okorie Elijah, thank you also. And ID Crisis, Brianni Yahya, nice to see you, my bro. I do hope you're doing well. Kojo Anyumadu, AB, and all of you. If I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew. Born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue, through the silence and the roar. Still blue, even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shed and crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chance, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shed and crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Ritz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shed and crew, born for this, I'm still blue. this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my chest. Not every win is sweet, but I gave my all, no less. We sang through the rain, we danced through the pain. The pitch still remembers my name. Still blue through the silence and the roar. Still blue even when we don't score. I carry the soul of the shedding crew. You can't shake me, I'm still blue. Still here, still true. Woke up to the chants, paint cracked on my wall, but the pride in my heart never faded at all. Jersey frayed at the seams, but it still feels right. Been through darkest nights, still shining bright. We bled in the game, we rose with no shame. The bridge still whispers my name. Still blue, every tear and every cheer. Still blue, with my voice loud and clear. I carry the pride of the shedding crew. Win or lose, I'm still blue. From Drogba's fire to Reetz's run, we stood tall under every sun. Through Abramovich nights to new days begun, this heart beats for only one. Still blue, even when they don't believe. Still blue, every year we grieve and dream. I carry the hope of the shedding crew, born for this, I'm still blue. Still blue. Still blue. Footsteps on Fulham Road, moonlight on my pride. Wore this badge through highs and lows, never had to hide. Memories in Stamford Breeze echo through my